Jona, we did over $5 million in market volume on AtomicHub last week, and things definitely look like they're picking up as we get through 2022.
Yeah, no, they do. And actually, for me personally, the cool thing to see is just that it's not one big collection doing all the volume, which is great as well, of course, but it's actually like a lot of different ones, which are all sort of growing together. And I think that's like super healthy to see for the ecosystem, just to see so many good new projects being developed and getting interest from our users.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can, speak to our support team on a daily basis, and we're getting an incredible amount of whitelist requests, put it that way. And, as we spoke last week about sort of supporting artists with various things that are going to come to AtomicHub soon, I'm sure, we're going to continue supporting everybody across the platform. So what have we been working on this week?
Yeah, so the most noticeable thing that we released last week was definitely the new profile page. Just looks a lot cleaner, and gives more options for customization. So every user, everyone can now set their own like header image, set a small description for their profile, really just to sort of set it up a bit more as a social profile and not just as like a very neutral, boring representation of like technical details. So that's sort of the biggest thing. With that, there were like some new settings to make all of that happen, and then some smaller changes like better results for the Explorer search, in particular just showing NFTs and collections templates that are traded more, that have more activity further at the top, so that you can immediately see all the like really relevant data collections right now. Added a small button to hide owned NFTs on the marketplace, which is a small thing, but has actually been requested quite heavily by a few people. So I'm sure they will be happy. In the background, we've continued our work, like especially on the back end, to hopefully soon have a proper friend and messaging system.
Interesting. Just talking about the most noticeable things on the AtomicHub platform in last week. I think the most noticeable thing in this video is that sign you've got behind you, but there we go. Speaking of the sort of the friend system, of course, the ability to sort of send is less of a friend request and more kind of not forcing somebody to be your friend, but you can kind of add them to your list currently. Do you want to talk a bit about what our plans are for that sort of friends feature down the line, or the things we'd like to try and implement?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right now it's a very forced kind of friendship in that you can just add everyone as your friend. So really what it is, it's more of like a watch list rather than a friend list, because it's just one way. And what we want to turn this into is obviously proper two-way friendship, where both people have to agree, where you can send friend requests, others can accept it, which really then should allow you to have like better communication. In particular, we're working on a messaging system. I just told you about that, and so the idea is there really that if you have like a few buddies in the NFT ecosystem that that you can trust, you can add them to your friend system. You will obviously then, like in the trading features, for example, like have some indication if you're trading with a friend, then maybe you can trust them a bit more. You at least know that it's not a scammer. And really, this is what we're going for with this new system.
Yeah, that sounds great. And I think, especially at the moment, if you want to speak to somebody who has an NFT, you've got to find them on Twitter or Discord or Telegram. It can be a bit of a pain. So having the ability to sort of speak to somebody directly on the platform is it's going to be very, very helpful, for sure. We had the same sort of question a few times in the Discord this week about how are we looking at, or if we're going to integrate social media in any sort of form on AtomicHub. Could you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, so that's actually something that we want to do rather soon as well. Like on top of this new profile system, we want to allow our users to sort of connect their social profiles. So could, for example, be Twitter. That would probably be the biggest one, where you could connect a profile and then this profile would show up on your on like your AtomicHub profile on the AtomicHub account. And the important thing here is this won't just be like you entering at Elon Musk, but it will actually be like proper connections so that we can also verify that it's really your account, and we can verify that there's a real connection and it's not just entering whatever you want. So that way, when you watch or when you look at someone's profile and you see they're connected to a certain account, then you know that there's a real connection there.
Fantastic. I'm sure that again, that's a feature I think would be very useful to many people on the platform. Just be able to link wallets to social profiles and all that kind of thing. Just kind of helps build who that wallet is. It's more than just some letters and numbers and a dot wham. It's a person. So yeah, there we go. And I guess the last thing I'll add is, of course, now we have banner images on collection pages. We have them on the profile pages. Do we have any idea of when they might come to collection pages?
I don't know if the exact timeline, but it really shouldn't be that much longer. I guess we'll see. I'm not promising anything, only to then have to apologize for it again. But yeah, obviously, like we know that this is a much requested feature. We don't want to keep it back. It's really sort of the back end work that needs to be done before we can then push this live.
For sure. Oh, fantastic. And like I said, I think we've had some great feedback to the banners on the profile pages, so I'm sure the artists will love doing that on the collection pages as well. Jona, thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will see you next week.
Yeah, thank you. See you next week.